So obviously you didn't start the season here, but
Yeah.
you are going to come back for another year. Just talk about what it was like to come here to Hershey and join in the middle of the season, and as you look forward to next year, what you're most looking forward to come back to.
Yeah, first of all, very proud to wear that jersey. Historic franchise, and I was honored when, they made the trade, and I was ready to come here and make an impact, and I just hope the fans and everyone enjoyed my playing style. I try to play hard for them every night, and like I said, I can't thank enough the Bears and Helms and Kingert and the coaching staff to bring me, along, and it's going to be a great year next year. I'm thrilled to be back for another run here.
How difficult for you was it to leave? Obviously, having
Yeah.
been to when we went back to Springfield, there's a lot of Sam Bitten jerseys there. You're beloved in that town. So, just how hard was it for you to have to leave? Very suddenly.
Yeah, pretty tough, to be honest. I mean, I'm especially a player like me. I feel like I'm a heart and soul guy, and I left it all out there on the ice, especially in Springfield, and leaving the fans and everyone there. They treated me very, very well, and it was a nice welcome. They gave me a lot of nice things, and I was just, like I said, it was tough to leave, but it was the right timing, and I'm just super thrilled to have the opportunity here. I was looking for a fresh start, and Hershey gave it to me, so I'm always honored for that.
Being able to come in next year and start here, how much of an advantage can that be now that you'd be able to just come in, get camp, same coach, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think that's going to be my biggest advantage coming in, is that I know all summer I'm going to train hard and know where I'm going to end up, and go to camp and be ready and know the coaching staff and have that, familiar faces already, and they know me, and there's no, new introductions, and that could always be tough for a player, right? They don't know your game. You're kind of, you have to introduce yourself and to the fans, to the coaching staff, and it could wear on you a little bit. But very excited to be, comfortable here now, and I can't wait to get it started again and learn from what we had this year.
To have earned a contract mid-season, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, felt incredible. I was, really honored that they wanted to get it done, and during the season, like you said, I felt like I did a job here, and I made some progression, some strides in my game. There's no secret. I try to bring the energy and physicality to the team and stick up for my teammates, and I'm just happy that they saw what I brought to the team, and they were wanted to bring me back.
You mentioned wanting a fresh start.
Yeah.
What was it about Hershey that kind of sparked that in you, and how much did this place make you a better player?
Yeah, it definitely did. I had the opportunity, and the run I had here was something that I didn't really have ever in my pro career, and even growing up in junior. So it's nice I feel like I'm just hitting my strides, and I'm just scraping the ceiling of what I can do. So I really believe that. I have a lot to prove, so I'm still very hungry, and I'm excited for next year, and I can't thank them enough, like I said, for giving me the opportunity, and just like I said, I'm a player that can play up and down the lineup, and I hope I can contribute next year to the same way I did this year.
It was such a young group. How did the group evolve throughout the season? Because everyone's kind of said today, felt like you were just starting to hit your stride as a team as well. So what's it like to see that growth, and then also to have it just kind of come to an end?
Yeah, it's hard. These days are, very unfortunate. I mean, you kind of have a smile on your face because you see your buddies and your teammates that you went to battle with every night. So you can't help to just think of those memories, and but at the same time, like, you hear those yelling. It's a very tight group. Everyone. It's very cliche to say, and everyone, but we do, enjoy our company, and packing up the locker room cleanup days are always hard. There's no if, buts, or maybes. It's days that you don't want to, even if when you win, you're sad, right? You just say bye to your buddies. But definitely a young group, and I think we're going to learn from this, and especially, the playoffs, especially. Yeah.
Can this create a spark for next season, just the unfinished business mentality?
I think so. I mean, I think it really does, and you remember the feeling, and it sparks you. And like coaches, they said that they had a great speech after the game, but we had a lot of first-year players. It's no secret, and I feel like we're going to learn from. We played a very talented team in Wilkes-Barre, and next year might not be as timid to go in and say we can beat any team in this league. And I thought the series was great. We played hard, and I hope the fans saw that we were right there with them. And that's a good team over there, and it's a good rival we have.
A few weeks removed from Alex Ovechkin being here, what was that experience like? I mean, even you giving him the nod in the locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, where does that rank up in your career so far, too?
Yeah. Honestly, probably the best moment of my career. It was pretty fun. I had a lot of messages from that, and people going, "That's so cool." That it just shows like what kind of guy he is. To just the best goal scorer in the history of the NHL. He's just sitting in the locker room, being one of the guys. And I thought that was the coolest part for me, just seeing him there. And I had to give him a nod. He was just staring right at me, and so it was pretty funny. And seeing him have that celebration, all the guys, we had a pretty good laugh about it.
When did you first find out that he was here?
Miro told me on the bench, actually, right before. Yeah, Miro, I guess he has eyes everywhere. He knows. So, yeah, he was sitting right next to me, and Miro said the big man's up there. And I was like, oh, you know what that means? Like, we can't lose him when he's here. So, yeah, it was pretty fun.
And I'm going to be a nerd here and say I'm a real big fan of the way you play.
Yeah.
And so I have a bigger question here. I kind of see you as like a punk rock, rock star player. How did that style begin for you? Like, where does that come from? Yeah,
it came like in junior hockey. I was always, and younger, I was always a scorer. I said, but if I knew if I want to make it into pros and the goal is to play in the NHL, I had to develop a certain skill and evolve in that. And it's a good question. And for me, it started right my pro days when I started in Europe. And even Europe, they weren't really used to that physical style, and I brought it over there. And I knew if I wanted a chance to come to the American League and have a chance one day of playing the NHL, I had to bring that physicality and the energy. And I always say the criminal element that guys don't bring. So and I love it. So it's kind of that it goes hand in hand that. Sometimes you can't fake what we do out there. It's and I was lucky enough to have Justin Knockbauer here and Dalton Smith as well, two amazing guys that helped me out and welcomed me when I got traded here. So I had to give a shout out to them. They helped me out and be like help them grow, and we kind of helped each other in the games when one guy needed to step up.
Are there guys that you looked up to that you wanted to emulate your game into as you evolved it?
So yeah, growing up, I always liked Michael Furlan. That was always my a big physical guy that can score as well. So like you said, a scorer, and then obviously Tom Wilson's with the Caps. It'd be nice to get to play with them one day, and that's a guy that I just love that playing style. It's something that I always watched, and I grew up watching those kind of players, those hard-nosed two-way players, and yeah, those kind of guys like that.